Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we'll be doing a review for House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 4, A Dance of Dragons. Ooh, this one was a hot one, multiple levels, so I won't get into spoilers yet. I just want to say this is probably the most action-packed episode we've seen. There's some great performances. There's a lot of people making moves. Their allegiances are being tested, and I think that after this, we are truly starting the war. This is probably the first of many battles, and as the title suggests, once you start a war with dragons, things are gonna get ugly. So we're gonna get into it real quick. Let's go over some of the cast. Emma Darcy is Rhaenyra, Queen Rhaenyra. Matt Smith is Prince Daemon, or King Consort Daemon. Depends on where you are. Olivia Cook is Alicent Hightower. Tom Glenn Carney is King Aegon II. Ewan Mitchell, Prince Aemon. We also have Steve Toussaint as Lord Corlys. Eve Best as Princess Rhaenyra. Big episode for her. Harry Collette as Prince Jacaris Valerian. We also have Rhys Ifans as Otto Hightower, although he's not in this episode. He's been kind of banished off after losing the title of Hand of the King. Freddie Fox as Gawain Hightower, and then Fabian Frankel as Sir Kristen Cole, who has a big episode. So we're gonna get into spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, make sure to go check it out. Then come back. We'll talk more about this. Leave any questions you want in the comments. So here we go. Spoilers ahead. So we begin at Harrenhal with Daemon entering. Actually, we see Daemon enter the throne room. Now we know Daemon's at Harrenhal, so this is probably a vision. He enters the throne room where he sees a young Rhaenyra, once again, Millie Alcock, coming in hot, sitting on the throne. She's speaking High Valyrian to him. These are all. I really like the tone of the visions that Daemon has because they are truly jarring. Like they really feel like this is almost delving into the horror psychological thriller genre, which is really interesting for Game of Thrones. We also see that the Tullys have sent a child to talk to Daemon in Harrenhal, as Cole's army has tripled and they believe them to be heading to Harrenhal. We'll know that's not the case later on. Princess Rhaenys discovers Alan and his relationship to Corlys. It was kind of implied that he was his son, but I don't know that that's been. I mean, they haven't. Nobody's ever confirmed it because you just don't talk about that stuff, I guess. But she is called back to Dragonstone because Rhaenyra is missing. Right, she went off to talk to Alicent. We saw that last episode, which is interesting to see how that affects the council. Right, we see Bela and Jace kind of running the council. Rhaenyra is there to support, but then the council, like just like they have been very defiant of anything that Rhaenyra says, they're the same way with everybody that's there. But Corlys comes in to lend his support, because a bunch of old men are only going to listen to another man, because that's kind of been the theme of the whole show. But you know, I was wondering where's Rhaenyra? What's taking her so long to get back uh, from the capital, from King's Landing, right? We then cut to Cole killing folks in the name of Aegon, and then that's where we realize that he's not heading to Harrenhal. We see and we discover as we go to the small council with Aegon that Aemon has been uh, planning along with Kristen Cole to do something different, to kind of lure someone into battle that is going to be the payoff, big payoff for this episode. But all this makes Aemon's still salty because he was humiliated at the brothel. So he humiliates his brother in the best way possible because he does it in High Valerian, right? So he talks down to him in High Valerian, where the council doesn't really understand them, and Aegon doesn't. He doesn't have a full mastery of the High Valerian language, even though they were supposed to learn. As you can probably imagine, Aegon was not the best of students. Um, We do see that Laris comes in to talk to Queen Alicent, who also received earlier in the episode. She received, we'll call it a potion from the Maester. You probably can infer what that means. But anytime Laris talks to Alicent, it's just icky. Like I feel like just grossed out, and it's all because of the, if you go back to season one, they have a very weird dynamic. So we go back to Damon, kind of chasing ghosts all over Aaron Hall. Like this place is really messing with him. Like it feels like something really supernatural is happening here. He runs into Alice Rivers, who gives him some kind of potion to be able to go back to sleep. But I feel like this is just kind of making things worse for Damon. We cut back, like he kind of awakens at a meeting where he's talking to the Blackwoods. I believe he's talking to the young child who we saw in season one, asking for the hand of Rhaenyra. We know he's a Blackwood and he killed that dude, the Bracken that was kind of giving him a lot of crap about it. But he's still kind of like Damon's still kind of out of it. Like mentally, he's not fully all there. So Aegon is at the council meeting after kind of being humiliated. He's kind of bored. He throws a big hissy fit, and I gotta say, Tom Glenn Carney is really good at like this whole bored demeanor. Like he's just really good. It's really fun to see him talk uh, out of character at the end of the episodes and the insider looks, because he seems like a really nice guy, but he's playing a big old douche. But yeah, he throws a hissy fit. His mom is there. Allison comes in. She starts talking to him, but I feel like Allison, after everything that's been going on, and after the conversation with Rhaenyra, she's also kind of had it with Aegon. Like she doesn't like sugarcoat any of her words as she usually would. She just kind of let him have it. Um, we also see that Rhaenyra has a conversation with Jace, right? And it's really cool because every time we see these two actors, they just have a great dynamic. But Renner explained that she wasn't ready for war, but Jace kind of like he's challenging a little bit of like her the reasons for her movements, which is great. Like as a not only is he her son, but also like she's the queen. Like you don't question, but obviously Rhaenyra has that kind of relationship with her kid. I really like those scenes. It ends up that Rhaenyra is finally ready to advance, ready for war, and she has a really cool quote. I even wrote it down. There are those who have mistaken my caution for weakness. Now, this also may come back to bite her at the end of the episode, but Rhaenyra volunteers, and she's kind of lured into battle, right? As Cole advances on a key point that, although it's called Rook's End, although it's a smaller fort to defend than Harrenhal, it's more important because it would cut off a lot of access to Dragonstone, at least by land. So, but instead, Rhaenys volunteers to go. Dragons are finally come into the fort, into the play, and we know that there's a plan between Cole and Aemon, uh, but here comes Aegon about to do something stupid. Like he, it's really played very well because it kind of escalates, right? He's just kind of sitting there in his room. He drops a flagon of wine. He throws it on the ground, and he starts suiting up in his armor. We get to see his dragon, Skyfire. So yeah, I mean, sorry, Sunfire. So yeah, Aegon is about to do something really dumb. He goes off to battle. We also catch up with once again Rhaenyra. This is where she fills in Jace into the prophecy of the Song of Ice and Fire, just like her father did for her. So I really like that because that really tells the audience like Rhaenyra believes that Jace will be the true heir. He will be the next heir into the crown, right? Because that was something that her father did when he believed she was ready. And I think she's at that same spot. So that was really nice. I love that scene. Like I said, any scene with both Colette and Darcy are just like fantastic. We have finally here big battle advancing. Cole's army is starting to advance, and the dragons have entered the chat, but we realize immediately that it's a trap. Aemon and Vagar are hiding, but of course, Sunfire and Aegon show up at the wrong time, kind of ruining the plans. So here we have Malaise is Rhaenys. Rhaenys is Dragon. Aemon is with Vhagar, and Sunfire is with Aegon. It's a lot of names. It's a lot to keep up with. You should see my notes. It's kind of a mess. Overall, just big fights. We Sunfire is taken down relatively easy by because of course Rhaenys has so much more battle experience and probably a better relationship with her dragon. So she's able to kind of ambush Aegon. But here comes Vhagar to kind of save the day, or so Aegon thinks. And Aemon just goes Dracarys on both of them. So we don't know at this point if Aegon is being collateral damage or if this is just part of Aemon's plan to move himself closer to the throne. As you know, even though the claim would go, I guess I don't know the. I believe Aegon has another son, so I think the throne would obviously pass to him, but Aegon could make a move. Kind of like Daemon. It mirrors that relationship very interestingly. So yeah, really really cool. So we see Sunfire's hurt. He falls down to the ground. Cole tries to go to Aegon, who's fallen in the forest with his dragon. So here we have the final battle for the episode is going to be Malaise and Vhagar. They are both going at it. Vhagar is such a big, strong. Like Vhagar is almost to me feels like invincible. I think I go back and think about the scene where young Aemon says that he may have lost an eye, but he gained a dragon. That was probably his biggest power move ever. I don't know that there's a dragon that can take down Vhagar. Like it's gonna have to be. I don't know that there's an army. I don't know that there's a force in this world that can take down Vhagar. So yeah, it is not a contest. Rhaenys and her dragon are dead. And then Cole comes back from a horrific injury. And there's a really cool scene as he kind of recovers. He goes on and he taps somebody on the shoulder who's kind of down in the battle. He's like, "We need to go get the king," and it turns out to just be an armor full of ashes. It falls apart as soon as he touches it. Such a cool scene. And yeah, we see Aegon is down. We don't know if he's dead. We don't know if Sunfire is dead. Everything is just carnage. We do see that Cole, as he's going to look for Aegon, sees Aemon with his sword out. I think he was going to kill Aegon until he was kind of discovered. But Aemon does pick up the Valyrian dagger that we know all the way. We know that dagger makes it all the way through Game of Thrones. So what a fantastic episode. Great battles, really epic. Having those CGI battles in the middle of the day, it's a big risk, but I think overall it looked great. I think it's a great performances. I'm going to miss Eve Best. I think she was fantastic as Princess Rhaenys. So yeah, I mean the only thing that this is gonna make it a little easier because saying Rhaenys and Rhaenyra, like having them have to talk about both characters at the same time, it's very confusing for me when I do a video. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this plays out. This is all just I'm still getting my head around everything. Watch the inside of the episode. I think it's a very good one for this. And I'm also going to start watching that the House That Dragons Built, the little documentary that's coming out every week as the episodes go by. I think that's really cool. Like I think HBO has found a really good way to make more content because these are like 30-minute mini documentaries on the making of each episode. So if you saw this episode, let me know what did you think about it down in the comment. Down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone.